The Adventures of Kitana. Episode 2. Dorrak and Tivon, the Battle of Centaurs and Humans. Please like, share and subscribe. In a picturesque village nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, a young and strikingly handsome warrior named Tivon lived with his beloved parents. With his dark black eyes and hair, Tivon was admired by all for his bravery and grace. With a heart as noble as his handsome visage, Tivon was renowned for his bravery and skill in battle. His broad shoulders and strikingly chiseled features made him a legend among the villagers, though it was his courage that truly set him apart. His parents were respected elders who guided their village with wisdom and kindness, and he loved his younger brother, Luca, very much. Although Luca was only a child, he was Tivon's greatest joy and source of inspiration. One fateful day, the peace of the land and tranquility of their lives was shattered. A ruthless band of Centaur invaders, led by their leader, a formidable and wicked Centaur warlord named Dorrak, descended from the darkened forests and stormed into the village. These Centaurs, twisted and evil, carried fierce weapons. Dorrak had long harbored a grudge against humans. He was driven by a desire to subjugate and terrorize them, seeing the village as a prize to be claimed. He had vowed to plunge the village into chaos and destroy everything they held dear. As the horde of evil Centaurs ravaged the village, burned crops, and spread terror among the villagers, the people were gripped with fear. Desperate cries for help echoed through the land, reaching the ears of Tivon, who was away, hunting in a nearby forest. Without hesitation, the young warrior took up his sharp and shiny sword and ran back to the village. He ran through the bush, jumping over small hills and wading through small streams until he reached the village. As the Centaurs ravaged the village, Tivon stood bravely against them, wielding his sword with skill and determination. But despite his valiant efforts, the sheer number and ferocity of the invaders overwhelmed him. In the chaos, Tivon witnessed the unthinkable. Dorrak, with a cruel sneer, struck down his parents in front of him, and they fell, their lives extinguished in an instant. Then, some Centaurs took away his younger brother, who cried, kicked and struggled helplessly to get away from his abductors, before they carried him away and disappeared into the darkened forest. Tivon was thrust into despair and fury. His heart shattered at the sight of his brother being taken away by the Centaurs. Devastated and heartbroken, his grief was matched only by his resolve to save what was left of his family, which was his brother, Luca. As he fought to get back his brother with all his might, he realized that victory was beyond his reach. The village was lost. The Centaurs had succeeded in pillaging and burning it down, leaving it in ruins and its people in despair. He knew his strength alone was not enough to turn the tide against the formidable Centaur forces. As the last of the villagers either escape to the nearby mountains to seek refuge or are captured and slain by the Centaurs, Tivon knew he had to leave to be alive. He had to live to fight another day. And so, with his heart heavy, filled with sorrow and rage, he made the agonizing decision to flee. With a final, mournful glance at the burning ruins of his home and at his dead parents lying lifeless on the dusty ground, he fled and ran into the dense forest. For days, Tivon wandered through the forest, his path guided only by a fierce desire for vengeance and justice, and an unyielding determination to rescue Luca and exact revenge on those who had caused him and his village so much suffering. The forest, though beautiful, seemed cold and indifferent to his plight as the weight of his loss pressed upon him, and the memories of his parents and younger brother haunted his dreams. Desperate to rescue his brother, Tivon sought out the wisdom of an old wizard rumored to reside atop a mysterious and treacherous mountain. The wizard was said to possess ancient knowledge and powerful magic that could turn the tide against the Centaurs. Determined, Tivon embarked on a perilous journey up the mountain. The path was fraught with danger, raging storms, steep cliffs, and poisonous snakes that seemed to guard the way. But despite the obstacles, his spirit never wavered. His love for his brother pushed him onward. Hours turned into days as he pressed on, his focus unyielding, despite the growing fatigue. At last, after days of grueling travel, he reached the summit. There, in a secluded, mist-shrouded glen, he found the old wizard. The wizard, with a long silver beard and eyes that glowed with ancient knowledge, greeted Tivon with a discerning gaze. "You have braved many dangers to reach me," he said in a voice like the rustling of leaves. "What brings you to this remote corner of the world?" Tivon bowed respectfully and explained his plight, the abduction of his brother, the destruction of his village, and his need for a way to defeat the Centaurs. The wizard listened intently, his expression thoughtful. When Tivon finished, the wizard spoke, his tone grave. "To defeat the Centaurs," he said, "you must seek the sacred golden eggs hidden deep within the enchanted forest. Those eggs possess immense power, capable of vanquishing even the darkest of foes. But be warned, the eggs are guarded by a fierce serpent, a beast of unimaginable strength and ferocity. Few have faced it and survived." Tivon's heart sank at the thought of such a daunting challenge. "How can I hope to defeat such a creature?" he asked. The wizard's eyes twinkled with a mix of wisdom and concern. "It is not merely strength that will help you, but the purity of your heart. Before I can give you the map to the enchanted forest, you must prove that you possess a true and noble spirit." With that, the wizard set forth a series of trials. To test his courage, he had to first defeat 3 lions and a lion with 2 heads. To test his compassion and selflessness, he had to walk over burning rocks to fetch water from a hot spring for the old wizard. Tivon faced each challenge with unwavering resolve. He knew he must get the map. It was his only hope of defeating the Centaurs and rescuing his abducted brother. The map will show him the way to the enchanted forest and to the sacred golden eggs hidden deep within the forest, which are said to possess immense power, and he was determined to find them. The trials revealed not just Tivon's skill, but the depth of his character. Finally, satisfied with Tivon's integrity and valor, the wizard presented him with a weathered, ornate map. "This map will guide you to the enchanted forest," the wizard said. "Trust in your heart, and remember that bravery alone will not suffice. You must also be wise and compassionate." Tivon accepted the map with gratitude and made his way down the mountain, his spirit buoyed by the wizard's faith in him. Guided by the old map and driven by a fierce resolve, he journeyed through dense forests and over winding rivers until he reached the edge of the enchanted forest. The forest was a place of eerie beauty, with trees that whispered ancient secrets and magical lights that flickered like fireflies. It was alive with magic, its ethereal glow casting both beauty and danger. As Tivon ventured deeper into the forest, guided by the map and the knowledge imparted by the wizard, he fought wild animals and evaded traps meant to deter intruders. But his determination and skill saw him through, and he pressed on towards the heart of the forest where the golden eggs were said to be hidden. The end of Episode 2. Episode 3, Kitana and Tivon, When Love Becomes the Best Weapon, coming soon. Please like, share and subscribe. Please tell us in the comment section what you like about this story. Thank you.